This is Your Own Best Company, a podcast for people who love to work alone. Hey there, everybody. It's me, Franklin Taggart, and today is a combined show of both Your Own Best Company and the virtual coffee break. Grab your beverage, let's chat, and remember that Your Own Best Company was my idea. It's a podcast for people who love to work alone. So today, the theme of the show is we're celebrating halfway through 2022 and looking back on the year so far and reflecting on the goals that we set out with at the beginning of the year. All right, I'm going to need to have a little bit of a sip of coffee before I jump into this, so hold on for a second. Ah, it's still good. Still good on a Friday afternoon. So, let's talk about 2022 so far. Now, I know a lot of folks still have kind of a mixed bag review of 2022 with all the stuff going on in the world. Wars, inflation, etc., etc. But 2022 for me has been so far a very positive experience. And I'm aiming to keep the rest of the year on track to remain positive. So let's talk a little bit about how I started the year. I started the year with two desires. One of the desires was I wanted to create a new video every day and post it on my YouTube channel. Now here it is July 1st, and I have stuck with that commitment. It's the first time in my life that I've ever done anything for that long with that much intention. I mean, most of the time, like in the past, like maybe when I first got my guitar, I practiced every day, but it wasn't something that I just set out to do. It was just something that I did because it was fun. But at the beginning of this year, I said, I'm going to make a new video every day, and come hell or high water, it's going to be put up. And I have stuck to that commitment. Now, the thing that's really kind of been, there have been so many cool things about that. I was just looking at some of the videos that I made, early on that I'd forgotten about, and I just really realized, hey, there've been some really great moments all along, and that is fun to celebrate. I think that there's some really cool stuff out there, both on the interview podcasts and on the coffee breaks, and it's given me some ideas for some other content to create. But just to see that body of work grow and grow and grow and grow has been an intrinsic reward that I'm pleased to report that I didn't expect, but it's enjoyable. So one of the things that I'm going to suggest to you is that if you're looking for a way to just have a sense of any kind of accomplishment, I don't care if it's 5 minutes a day, find something that you can do in that 5 minutes that will ultimately lead to you having a body of work. 5 minutes is something that even the most infirm among us, including myself, could manage. It's a matter of just making it a priority and making sure that it gets done. Watching that body of work grow has also given me a lot of ideas as far as what's possible for the rest of the year. The other commitment that I started with at the beginning of the year was to prioritize production over consumption. And the reason that I saw that this is necessary is I looked at my last year and the year before, and I realized how much of my time I was spending looking like I was working, but I was actually more in a consuming mode where I was consuming things that other people had made rather than making things of my own. And when I realized the amount of time that I was spending and justifying it as being work time, some lights went off. And what I ended up deciding was that I am going to spend the majority of my time creating and less of my time consuming. And what adjustments have been made is, first of all, a big part of the consumption that I was spending my time on was social media. And I've really tried to curb that this year in different ways. I've talked about that in a couple of episodes. But letting go of that constant need to be checking in and to see who said what, or to do, to look at whatever reels just got posted on Instagram, or, I did get turned on to TikTok this year, and I have to say that it has become one of my favorite social media platforms for a variety of reasons that I'll probably need to go into in a separate video. But I have been pleasantly surprised by my experience there. I thought it was just going to be a place where I saw sexy women dance all the time and kids doing things that they could get in trouble for. Well, it hasn't been that at all. And I'm actually starting to feel like that I'm becoming a part of a community there, and that feels really good. But I'm still really watching the amount that I consume every day. So the thing that I've looked at as far as my production is concerned is that I've just made it my first priority. That's, instead of starting my day looking at my phone or my email or working on a course or reading a book, I start my day opening up whatever software that I'm working on and starting and finishing a project. And I started out the year working with Teachable, learning the ropes of online course creation, or relearning the ropes, I should say, because it's changed a lot since the last time I dipped into it. And then the second quarter of the year so far, I've been working on Interact quiz software, which I am just loving, finding more and more possibilities for that. I talked about that in the episode yesterday. But the fun thing about it is that if I go ahead and start my day with a creative project, there are two things that have come out of that have been remarkable for me. One of them is to see the impact that it's had on my overall excitement and energy level. It's like, at the end of the day, I feel great. I can look back on my day and I can say, I really got a lot done. I really did something today that I'm going to be happy about, instead of feeling like I'm getting further and further and further behind it and I'm not finishing anything. I'm actually seeing things get done. So one of the things that's also been kind of fun to see come out of that creativity are the other ways that those things can be packaged. So one of the things that I just realized in the last week, when I went back to look at all of the video for the elevator pitches that don't suck course, I realized that there was over 4 hours of video there. And what I decided to do was to take the transcript from that video and get it all ready to go and put it into a Microsoft Word document or Scrivener document and turn it into a book. It's already all there. I just have to edit it. What in the world? So the cool thing is like there's a compounding effect of the creativity now that's very exciting. The one thing that I started with as a goal has now turned into 2 or 3 other directions that I can go in terms of creating content packages that are sellable, that are valuable, and that add to the body of work that I have available. I think one of the things that's driving this, I have to be honest with you, is my age. I turned 60 this year, and that event, first of all, is a big surprise. And second of all, it has been something that has been an impetus now. It's lit a fire under me that I really want to make sure that I have some things that I leave behind. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. Could be, it could be a week, or it could be 10 years or 20 years. Who knows? I'll do the best I can to stick around as long as I can. There are plenty of things for me to do here. I'm not going to run out. But the thing that's really interesting is that I've really gotten more and more of a desire to make things that I can leave that will be useful to people well beyond my time here. And that has been something that I've become much more aware of. That's one of the drivers behind my output that's going on right now. So, as far as the Your Own Best Company podcast is concerned, I'm going to be continuing it. I've just started booking another season, and I've got some amazing guests coming up. But I have to be honest with you that the videos that I am enjoying the most are the coffee breaks. And I think part of that is that the coffee breaks have been really great discussion starters. And they've been useful in bringing people to my door that I don't know that I otherwise would have reached. I don't know how I would have. So all in all, 2022, the first half, I have nothing but good things to say about it personally. Yes, I know there are hard things going on in the world right now, and I'm doing everything that I know how to do to work with those circumstances. But what I'm saying is that despite the circumstances that we're in, we always have a choice about how we show up and what we commit to and what we create. What I'd like to leave you with today is the idea that there are always going to be circumstances that we don't like. It's kind of a feature of life. And in the midst of those circumstances, would it be possible for us to just show up in a creative and productive way and do the best we can with what we've got and leave something with people that's going to make a positive difference? That's what 2022 has become for me. That. So folks, I'm going to move on. This is a short episode. That's all I got for today. But I will be with you again tomorrow with a coffee break. And I'll look forward to seeing you then. As always, thank you for spending your time and your energy on me, those two most valuable commodities. The fact that you'd want to spend them with me means a lot. I will talk to you tomorrow. So long. Thanks for listening to Your Own Best Company. If you enjoyed the show, would you do me a favor and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast host? If you really love it, leave me a review or share it with your circles. If you feel like your career is reaching a dead end, or you're feeling a deep sense of dissatisfaction in your work right now, I help people discover their gifts and then find or create new opportunities that are the best fit for their talent, experience, and lifestyle. Email me at coaching@franklintaggart.com for more information. I also help people start, finish, and launch creative projects, and I offer an ongoing marketing mastermind for solopreneurs and freelancers. More information on these programs and services can be found at franklintaggart.com. Thanks again for spending this time with me.